welcome back to Two Oak Crow's homestead. I didn't realize you guys were this close. You gonna say hi? You wanna be on video? Yeah? I know you guys are trying to get in the shade. Anyways, Randy and I have been out here working in the garden, and things are changing daily, y'all. Every day we come out and something new is growing, or there's another pepper, or now I have, I think that's Roma. I think right there's some Roma tomatoes growing on that. I'm super excited about that. Okay, can you see the garden bed that's right here? That's my raised bed that I had from last year. We've got tomatoes growing over there, and that has, I'm not sure if it's in the shot because of the, there it is. That has cattle panel trellises in it. And so I came out here a few days ago and I did some pruning, and I made sure that all of the tomato plants were attached to that trellis. Okay, so while we've been out here working in the garden, we decided to go ahead and harvest our garlic. I want to weigh that and see how much is in it. But funny story about the garlic, and I'll tell you at the end of this video about it.
As big as bulbs what you get at the store.
Right, they're not. There's a few big ones in there, but it's our first time growing garlic, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I mean, we have something, right? They went from little bitty cloves to garlic bulbs. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. But I'll tell you a funny story at the end of this video about our garlic. So the bed behind me is one of our raised beds that we built, and it has very quickly turned into, it went from being just like, you know, kind of spindly tomato plants, not spindly, but you know, little tomato plants, to a whole raised bed tomato bush. Like, it's everywhere. This is just a quick little tutorial of how to do tomato trellises, or I guess you could use them for other things too, on the cheap. So the only thing that you're going to need for these trellises are T-posts, some twine or rope or yarn or whatever you got laying around. I guess you could even use, I don't know that I'd use wire. That'd probably cut into your plants, but anything like this that you have laying around. I think thread might be too thin, but yeah, yarn would probably work. So you need this. I'm using my what are these called? Cutters, whatever. I'm telling you, this is just, it's been a rough weekend. No, it's been a good weekend. I've had a great weekend. But I'm doing some pruning while I'm trellising these. But what we're gonna do, check this out. I don't even know if you can see it. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, so I'm attaching, I've got a T-post at this end and a T-post at that end, and I'm going back and forth with, see this, the twine right there? I started down here, and I'm going back and forth and just weaving it in and out of the plants as I go down, and it's standing them up. So I saw this on another YouTube video, and for the life of me, I cannot think of the name of the channel, but I will link it down below in the description. You can go check her thing out, because she gave several different ideas about how to trellis tomatoes. This is just one of them. With the price of cattle panels going up, I was looking for something cheaper to trellis these tomatoes with, and I wanted to give this a try, because if this works, if this supports the weight of the tomato plants with the tomatoes on them, I will be doing this every year. So yeah, this is kind of an experiment for this year, but let me show you how we do it. So to start, I'm just making a loop on the end of my twine, or your string, or whatever you want to use. I'm fitting it over the end of the T-post. Now we've right here at the end of the bed, these are tomatillo plants. There's two of them here, and I'm going to put them in this trellising thing I mean, what's it gonna hurt, right? I've never grown tomatillos before, so I don't even know if they need like a tomato cage or a trellis or anything like that. So, and while I go down through here, on this first row, I'm going to be pruning the tomato plants. So what's going to happen is I'm just going on this side of the tomatillo and then this side of the tomato. Down here about 4 inches off the ground, I'm going to lay this down, move my stool back. See, my tomato plants are laying all out in the grass now. And you know, with tomato plants, I kind of feel like it probably, I mean, I know I've heard Jessica on Roots and Refuge talk about how you could actually, like if you didn't have, if you couldn't bury your tomato plants deep, you know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to try to stick these in water and see if I can get them to root. I've heard people say that you can do that. I've never done it. I want to try it. Will you put that in that glass behind you? The one that's on the left. So, oh, and this one's got little Roma tomatoes. Can you see it? Can you see that little bitty one? I don't know if you can. And there's some down here. Can you see them? Cool. Yeah, see? Got some little tomatoes. Yay. But I've heard her talk about how, like, if you couldn't bury your tomatoes deep, you can actually bury them long ways, because all of those hairs that are on the stem of the tomato will form roots. So I kind of feel like even if you didn't trellis your tomatoes, they would just lay down on the ground and start forming roots and send shoots up, and you'd have multiple tomato plants. These are kind of intertwined, so let me gently pull them apart. Alright, I'm going to cut back. And really the reason that I'm cutting these back, some people prune, some people don't. It's just whatever you prefer. But last year, I did have a few funky tomatoes, and I feel like that was because they were too crowded. And if you can get some airflow in around your tomatoes, it will help to keep that from happening. Anything that has touched the ground, depending on how the leaf looks, see, like these are funky, they probably need to be cut off.
Shelly,
Huh?
that barred rock right there, he's gonna be a big rooster.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Yep. So these that I'm cutting off, that I'm having Randy stick in water for me, if I can get those started, I'm actually going to put those down in our food forest and see if I can get them to grow around our fruit trees down there. Wow, this one's a hot mess. Okay, where am I at here? I'm going to prune the rest of these, and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, so I have all of these pruned, and I'm sorry to say, some of them, see if you look in here on this one, I had to cut off a branch, and this is kind of broke here, but I'm going to set it up here. Maybe I should just take it off. I don't think it's going to make it. This can be one of the ones that I try to start roots on. It's got flowers on it already. Hopefully I can still get it to grow. Can you put that in the water, please? So I'm just going to start winding my twine back and forth between these plants. So there's one, I came on the back side of this one here. Where am I at? Oh, here's this one. So I'm going to come on the front side, and then here I've got the back side. I'm going to come on the front side, and I'm just going about 4 inches off the ground. 3 in some places. And then here's the last one. And I know it kind of looks like I haven't done anything, but just hold on a minute. I'm gonna wrap this around here a few times. And then I'm gonna come back. So this time I was, can you zoom in?
No, I had it zoomed in.
Can you zoom in like right here? So this time I was on the back side of this plant. Now I'm gonna pick the plant up and I'm gonna come around to this side. Just like that. Can you hold this one? I know it's hard to do that in video, but I don't want it to break. And then this one, I'm gonna come on the back side. This one, I'm coming to the front side. This one, I'm coming to the back side. And so on. And they'll kind of fall around, but once you start getting up higher, you'll see that they'll stand up. Where am I at? I'm on the back side, front side, back side, front side. And then I'm going to come down here and wind around my post. Now this time I'm going to wind, I'm going to come up my post a little bit, about 6 inches. And I'm going to hit myself in the face with a pole. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to go through the middle of my tomatillo plant. Now I've got to go on this side. My back hurts. I'm going to stand this one up. And I'm going to go on this side. This probably works better if you don't let them get to the shape that I did. Where am I at? I'm on the back side, so now I need to go to the front side. I'm trying to step through here and not break my plants. I'm going to the back side of this one. I'm actually going to come through. And you want to keep it focused on the main stem. The back side of this one, or I'm sorry, the front side of this one and the back side of this one. And then I'm going to go around my post. Well, crap.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, I need to come this way. Need to give me a minute. My back's hurting. Getting old sucks, y'all. I don't recommend it. Isn't that funny? I like all the amazing things you learn throughout your life. You learn when you're older. I guess that's kind of how life works, right? I'm gonna go down kind of under one of these just to get that one to stand up. Can you see how this is starting to work? This would be easier if I moved my stool out of the way. I'm gonna go back one more time.
Need some more.
I do need to go back one more time because this one gets a second layer. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this around twice. I'm gonna come back in the front. My tomatillo is pretty much out of the picture now. This one. think I'm gonna go back. Yeah, I'm gonna go back one more time. Oh, I'm almost to the end of my twine. All right. That looks a lot better. Can you get a shot down here at the end? Okay, so Randy is tying off my twine because he's better at knots than I am. My twine is being kind of yucky. So let me just show you. So before we did this, my tomatoes were laying all down in the grass down here. I mean, the grass is mashed down because I was walking down there. But they were laying all over in the grass. And now they've been pruned. You can kind of see daylight in the bottom. It's not like a bush going all the way down to the soil. There's some airflow that can get through there. And some tiny Roma tomatoes. Yay! Oh, look, there's even some purple majesties over there. So, yay. Yeah. So, thank you. So there it is. There's row 1 and there's row 2. And it's looking a lot better. And I have some tomato starts right there. I'm going to see if I can get some plants growing to go put in our food forest around our fruit trees. Stand you back up a little bit more, mister. How about if we do this? Why don't we move that line below? There we go. So, yeah. There you go. Cheap way to trellis your tomatoes. All right, so moved up here in the shade. We found out that our sprinkler, we unhooked our sprinkler yesterday. So, because we had our grandson's birthday party here, and they had a slip and slide for his birthday party, and we unhooked our sprinkler, our garden sprinkler, to hook it up to the slip and slide, and we've hooked it all back up today, and our sprinkler doesn't work. So there's that. All right. See this hot mess right here? See that guy right there? Cooper, look back here. Yeah, see? Cooper, yeah. Have you ever had somebody to tell you, this is my garlic story, by the way. Have you ever had somebody to tell you that dogs are not, I don't want to say vengeful because that sounds so mean, but they don't hold grudges? Have you ever had somebody tell you that? So Randy and I are dog people. We love dogs. We've had dogs the whole, God, how long have we been together? 34 years, I think. The whole time that we've been together, we've had dogs. And I had dogs growing up. I'm not a cat person because I'm allergic to cats. We have had a couple cats through the years. The first one is when I found out that I was very allergic, and the second was one that we kind of kept him outside. And, but out of all of those dogs that we've had throughout the years, we've had a couple that hold grudges. And I've had people, including vets, tell me that dogs don't do that. That they're not mean-spirited, they don't hold grudges, whatever. I'm here to tell you they do. And have a seat, Randy. Say hi. It's been a hot day. So my daughter actually had a dog one time that I guess held a grudge against her sister-in-law, and every time her sister-in-law would come over, that dog would make some kind of mess in her purse. Whether it peed in it or pooped in it, it would do that. Maybe not every time she came over, but it did. So we've had dogs that have, I don't know, just done various things over the years. They might be upset because we're not home or whatever. So I came up with what I thought was this awesome idea to dry garlic, because we harvested about 1/3 of our garlic plants, and they were just little bitty ones that weren't going to get any bigger. They had turned, the leaves had started turning yellow and all that stuff, and there was a couple of decent sized ones in there, but for the most part they were, I don't know, maybe about that big around the bulb. So we have several different sizes of dog kennels, and so I took a small one inside and set it in our dining room, and I turned the garlic upside down and just hung it in the top of the dog kennel. And the leaves were all hanging down to the bottom, and the bulbs of garlic were stuck out the top, like between the wires of the dog kennel. I just made sure that the bulbs weren't touching, that there was airflow through there and all that kind of stuff. And they had been in there, I don't know, maybe a week or so, week and a half. And then we went away to the Self-Reliance Festival. And when we came home Sunday, no, it was Sunday night he did that. Yeah, we got home Sunday. Monday morning, Cooper had gone in the dining room and peed all over my garlic. And since that kennel is not very tall, he pretty much got all of them and left a puddle of pee in the bottom of the cage that had all the bottoms of the leaves, that were hanging down in it. And yeah, so that garlic is gone. It's actually still hanging in the house. We cleaned out the cage or whatever, but I think I'm going to go back and maybe just lay it in my tomato beds and stuff, just because it's supposed to, garlic deters pests, the smell of it or whatever, and it's still garlic, right? So I think I'm just going to lay it down in the bottom of my tomato beds to deter pests. But yeah, I have a feeling that he was upset that we were gone all weekend. I don't know. So we lost that part of our harvest, but we have the rest of this. Hope you all have had a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, God bless you. Have a great day.